because I have proved to everybody in the world that I am the best on this microphone, in that ring, even at commentary. Nobody can touch me.
Hey there, wrestling fans, it is I, CM Jew, the most glorious Jew that ever lived, here with your New Japan Pro Wrestling 28th G1 Climax update for A and B block for Night 7. So, starting off with A block, we have Michael Elgin versus Bad Luck Fale. Normally, this is a good match of the size and strength of Fale versus the size and agility of Michael Elgin. Not size and agility, but strength and agility of Michael Elgin. And it starts off that way, and this is going to be a criticism for Tamatonga's match in Night B as well, but once again, just this very repetitive sort of storyline of the Firing Club of, you know, again, interference, and it's a matter of do they get caught or do they not, and does the referee decide to throw it out? Here they decide to throw it out. Michael Elgin wins by disqualification of Bad Luck Fale, and it's been repetitive, and so as far as interest in the match, I can't, like, it's there, it is what it is, but it's just more storyline. And, you know, you want to see the match go to its ultimate conclusion, and again, in that way, again, the Firing Club Firing Squad, is doing a good job of getting heat on itself. The next match was Hangman Page versus Togi Makabe. This was a very good contest. You had sort of the brute force of Togi Makabe versus the agility and speed of Hangman Page, and it was a good back and forth contest. In this case, the youth won out over the veteran ability as Hangman Page picked up a surprise win with the rites of passage. Our next match would be Jay White versus Yoshi-Hashi. Okay match, nothing special. Well, they did a decent job, like the finish where it was, again, you thought, again, Jay White was going to win after the low blow. Yoshi-Hashi, though, showed his heart, kicking out. They wrestled for a few more minutes, and then when he tried to do Karma, was countered into Blade Runner by Jay White, with Jay White picking up the win. This is more storyline, though, more of the sort of civil war going on with Chaos of Jay White trying to take over leadership from Okada, as, you know, he would, during the match, he would slam Yoshi-Hashi into the railing like he does, and, yeah, again, that great call by Kim Kelly and Rocky Romero, you know, again, just hating it, like, you knocked us off the air 3 times already, stop it! And, like, Rocky Romero saying, I'm done with him, and, of course, afterwards, Jay White trying to, like, put an olive branch to, like, turn Rocky Romero to his side of saying, like, you know I'm right, so, storyline-wise, I love the storyline elements. It's just, maybe if the match was given more time. Our next match would be Hiroshi Tanahashi versus Evil. Best match of the night, by far, for A-Block. Again, you had the veteran ability of Tanahashi versus, not the youth, but the power and the prime, in his prime aspect of Evil. It was a really good match, great back and forth, and I love the finish. You know, again, you had, they told a great story of Tanahashi's many injuries with Evil, particularly working on the old bicep injury, and that going throughout the match. But the finish coming where, you know, Evil tries to hit everything, it's evil. But Tanahashi then turns it around into his own version of everything is evil. And then hits High Five Flow for the win. It was just a great sequence of events. Next up, that brings us to Okada versus Suzuki, which everyone's looking forward to. Unfortunately, this didn't have the time that it really needed. Time restraints or whatever. Just the match never really clicked. There's a lot more brawling and everything. But, yeah. I mean, an okay match. They just didn't have the epicness, in particular of the match that they had like over a year and a half ago, for the title, sort of had. So, yeah, you have that expectation. This match never meets that expectation. Still a decent match. Okada wins with a Rainmaker clothesline. So your standings in A block are as follows. After night 7, Yoshi-Hashi at 2 points. Hangman Page, Bad Luck Fale, who I may have mistakenly said is at 6 points last week, and Togi Makabe are all at 4 points. Michael Elgin is at 6 points. Evil and Minoru Suzuki are at 8 points. Kazuchika Okada and Jay White are at 10 points, and Hiroshi Tanahashi is at 12 points. Moving over to B block, which is once again and for most of the tournament has been the better block. We start off right off the bat with Toru Yano versus Sonata in an absolutely hilarious, wonderful, entertaining match where Sneaky Style has come back. The whole storyline was them trying to get each other counted out, so it didn't really end that long or be that long. It starts out with Toru Yano during Sonata's entrance attacking him from behind and hog tying his feet with his shoes, and Sonata having to bunny hop down the ramp to get into the ring. And then 2 moments a little bit later on where Sonata puts Toru Yano in the Paradise Lock, which you may have seen Jack Gallagher do. The one where he folds arms and legs all together and sits you up and you can't get out. The first time he does it, he's on the floor, he's about to be counted out, but Rocky Romero comes off headset, basically rolls him over so he can get out of it. Later on, they're brawling, and Sonata brings a piece of guardrail that they'd snapped off, and he does the Paradise Lock by tying Yano in the guardrail for the Paradise Lock. And when Rocky Romero tries to help him again, he gets caught by Sonata, and hilariously, and Sonata puts him in the Paradise Lock and then puts the headset on him so you can hear Rocky Romero screaming in pain. It was hilarious, absolutely fantastic match. The next match was Hiroki Goto versus Tama Tonga. Like the criticism I said before of Bad Luck Fale's match, again, starts off as a good match. You have this traditional Japanese strong style of Goto versus the defensive style of Tama Tonga, and taken to its logical conclusion would be a wonderful match. But again, the interference, though the interference is a little bit more entertaining because they take out the ref, bring Red Shoes to come in, but he refuses to count and throws it out anyways. But yeah, still, it's that you want to see the match reach its logical conclusion, and you've been denied that. Again, good job bringing heat, but again, as far as entertaining, as far as watching the match, not quite. That brings us to Juice Robinson versus Zack Sabre Jr. Very good contest. Again, the submission and technical wrestling supremacy of Zack Sabre Jr. versus the unpredictable style of Juice Robinson. Love the story they told here. Again, love that. Again, once again, Juice Robinson takes off the cast and to use his left hand legally, and Dickie's going to pick up the win. He doesn't, and then Zack Sabre Jr. is able to turn it around to this very unique submission that locks all Juice Robinson's limbs up, but particularly puts pressure on his bad hand. And ultimately, after trying all he could, Juice Robinson submits. So a good contest in that standpoint. But match of the night would be next. Tomohiro Ishii versus Kenny Omega. Oh my God, this is a match of the year candidate. That it was that good, just absolutely amazing. I'm going to be on the WrestleCast mid-year review this Friday, August 10th, which you can find on YouTube by searching for WrestleCast. And all I have to say is all the other match of the year candidates better thank God that this match took place after August 1st, so it doesn't qualify. I mean, this match is just absolutely amazing. The back and forth, the toughness of Ishii to keep kicking out of the massive maneuver and blows that Kenny Omega kept putting on him. Both busting each other up in the mouth, the hard shots, amazingness, and then Ishii finally hitting the brainbuster for the win. It was absolutely amazing. I cannot do this match justice. Go watch it for yourself. It is, bar none, going to be one of the top 3 matches of this tournament to see. absolutely magnificent. And just as magnificent, though not as good by slightly a little bit, was Kota Ibushi versus Tetsuya Naito. Both just the silky smoothness of both wrestlers. The smooth, little smooth criminal of Kota Ibushi, and the tranquilo of Naito. Just, again, Naito is incapable of having a bad match, folks. I've said it before, I'll say it again. And just absolutely built and built and built till finally that climax where I can't remember the move that he puts him on the ground for. I believe it was a type of suplex, maybe a German, and then Kota Ibushi goes to the corner and does little Shinsuke Nakamura and hits the Bombay, aka, for everybody out there who doesn't know, the Kinshasa, and since that's its new name, and but they call it the Bombay here because that was its old name, and then that sets up the Kamagori by Ibushi into Naito for the surprise win, setting up the, barring that they both don't lose next week, or next night, Kota Ibushi and Kenny Omega are going to be determining the winner of B Block on the final night. It's magnificent. So your B Block standings are as follows. At 2 points is Tori Gano. At 4 points is Tamatanga and Juice Robinson. At 6 points is Hiroki Goto and Tomohiro Ishii. At 8 points is Sonata and Zack Sabre Jr. At 10 points is Kota Ibushi and Tetsuya Naito. And standing at the top at 12 points is Kenny Omega. That is it for your G1 update for Night 7. So, until next night, remember, I am your most glorious Jew.